Welcome everyone to episode 47 of Raw Sport. My name is Ahmed El Houli. We have a very special show today. First off, we'll kickstart with my co-host, Mr. Tony Sheehan. What's happening, Mr. Sheehan?
Ahmed, another huge show, and this time we get to bring you the show in the evening, which is rare for us.
The same evening as State of Origin, so we're going head-to-head. We're that confident tonight, and we've got a huge guest to back it up. Mr. Stephen Gago joins us on the show. Stephen, how are you, buddy? How's things?
I'm good. How are you guys?
Fantastic, mate. We are good. We are well. Stephen, now, who is Stephen Gago? Where did his story begin? Take us right back.
Oof. Just a Portuguese Timorese kid from Melbourne. Grew up in Melbourne, grew up in Broadie.
In Broadmeadows.
Back in to Perth with the family.
Hey, Stephen, just for all those out there and all your fans and all of our viewers, how old are you?
35.
So you're of the Dane Swan era.
The what?
Dane Swan, you know, the Collingwood legend?
Yeah.
So there's a few of you famous boys who grew up in and around Broadmeadows.
Yeah, there is. Yeah. A couple
Broadmeadows. So how do you get from Broadmeadows to Perth?
So my mum reconnected with my stepdad. He was living in Perth at the time. Reconnected. He came over to Melbourne, spent some time with us, and mum, decided to, let's just go to Perth. So we actually drove from Melbourne to Perth, station wagon.
Wow.
So me, my grandma, mum, brother, and sister. So it took us 5 days, and that was a good experience. And so we just eventually just stayed. Yeah.
Wow.
So what was that? About 30 years ago?
Close to something like that. I think I was about 7 at the time, 6, 7. No, probably about 8, 9 years old, I reckon.
So according to BoxRec, you were born in Melbourne. Do you call yourself a Victorian, or are you now a fully born and bred West Australian?
Oh, I can't turn my back on Victoria. Call me Victorian.
Do you miss it?
Still welcome there. I love it. I miss Melbourne. Yeah.
What do you miss most about Melbourne?
The family. My little cousins, my nieces, everyone there. Like it just feels like home when you go there. Like I like the busy lifestyle there. Believe it or not, I like the weather there as well. It's a bit cold, but I like the cold instead of the heat.
Well, speaking of, what about has Perth's coffee up to standard compared to Melbourne's?
No way.
Wow. Stephen, how did you get into boxing?
It was actually weird. My younger brother, Nathan. So we used to drive. My mum used to drive us up and down to the shops when we were young, and there was a big sign that said boxing club just on the right hand side. So my brother wanted to stop by, inquire, and he wanted to do boxing, and I wasn't too fast. And then I was like, I'll give it a go. Why not? So it started at the age, I think it was 12 years old, 13 years old. And then I kept going, and he stopped. He was on and off, and I just kept going. I just fell in love with the sport. So just did a bit of sparring. I think sparring is probably my favorite, and every time I was just turning it on, it was actually pretty good. So that's how it started, really.
Wow. So you got into boxing, sparring's your favorite. Take us through the journey. How many amateur fights?
So I had about 15, 20 in Perth. So I started fighting in WA, Perth. Amateurs. I did all right. I could have done a lot better in the amateurs here. So I just was on and off training. I just wanted to jump in and just fight. So actually, a couple of my fights, I actually just went in there, just asked a family friend or someone just to help corner. So
Wow.
it wasn't as strict back then. And then I stopped fighting for a couple of years, and then I moved to Melbourne when I was about 22, 23, and I was there for 7 years, and I fought again there under Sam Brizzy.
Oh, yeah, the
So
Brizzy
so he
brothers.
was my
Yeah.
main coach for the amateurs there. So I started fighting. I did pretty good there actually. I won Victorian titles, silver gloves in Melbourne, and I was on my way to the Commonwealth Games. I'm pretty sure it was in Scotland, Commonwealth
Very
Games, and I
nice.
just came up short with one of the fighters there in Melbourne. I fought him twice. Cam Eyes. So I fought him twice, and twice
Wow.
became a draw, and
Yeah.
twice I lost by countback. Twice.
I can almost guarantee I was there. I was there that day.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I used to stick around the amateurs a fair bit back then. We're the same
Yeah,
age.
right. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
that
yeah.
was probably one of the biggest memory I had, because it was just that fight that was just in the way just to get in for the Commonwealth team.
Yeah.
I was working with the boxing club there. I can't remember his name. The main coach at the Collingwood boxing gym as well. That's where all the Olympians went, or all the
He's the
good
former
boxers were at.
army. He's the former army guy. Cal.
Yeah, that's right. Yes, that's
Cal.
him.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Yeah, and he was pretty confident in with me, and he got me some good sparring with the guy that won the Australian amateurs, the Australian title in Perth. He actually came here to Perth, fought and won, and I ended up sparring with him as well. I can't remember his name, and he was actually pretty good. And my understanding, we were probably dead on even, and maybe I had the edge on him just a little bit because I was fitter. He wasn't training, I was, and gave me more confidence. I was like, wow, I can actually do this. So, but yeah, that fight with Cam Eyes, yeah, lost twice, and that really kind of killed me. It was everything that I was aiming for, just trying to get into the Commonwealth team. So I think 6 months after that, I was like, nah, forget it. I think it's time to move back to Perth. So I
If
did,
I'm
and
not
then
wrong, Cam Wise was Fifields kid, right? Paul Fifields fighter.
I can't remember who, but it
Yeah,
was actually good. It was actually not. I think it was a New Zealand kid. So
yeah, yeah. But he used to work at the. I think he was out of the boxing club in South Melbourne.
yeah, right. Because
That
I know he turned pro, but I haven't seen much of him. I'm not sure if he's fighting or not. But it was actually a good boxer. It was decent,
Did you make the
decent
right
fighter.
decision to return to Perth after that?
Yeah, yeah, not just because of boxing, but like my mom, and because I went to move to Melbourne by myself. Um, all my brothers and sisters were here, nieces and everyone, so I just couldn't, yeah, just couldn't do it. So yeah, it was a good decision. With boxing, yeah, because I probably wouldn't have turned pro, because I was kind of done with boxing after the whole fights over in Melbourne. I was like, nah, I'm not going to do it no more. I just wanted to focus on work and buy a house and so on. And then I joined Onyx Fight Team here in Bibra Lake, and they convinced me to fight. So I had my first pro debut at Thunderdome with Tony.
Tony Tolsh?
Yeah, Tony Tolsh. And then they just wrote me in. Well, my coach wrote me in, and it's just like, oh, let's just keep going. And I got fitter, I got stronger. Had some good sparring team. Francis Chua, one of my main sparring partners. He was he pretty good, awesome bloke. Jackson John England, yeah, one of my main sparring partners. And then we just grew as a good team. And then we just kept taking fights. Tony got us some good offers, and then I was the first one out of the team to go international, to Beijing, and then
wow.
yeah, so it's taken me to some good spots, good places around here. So after turning pro, I wouldn't take it back. So no, it was awesome.
Wow, there you go. So you turned pro in Perth. You had a few fights. And then last weekend came along. What happened last weekend, mate?
Well, last weekend, it was a good performance. I felt good. I felt sharp. I felt good. Changed the whole training camp because I'm now with Dale Phillips, Big Rigs Gym, and Tony Toll. So them two together, and we changed my training a little bit. So we listened to my body a little bit more. You know, just like trying to ease back on just going too much power, too much fitness. Let's just do it all about boxing. So he probably went back to basics, you know, with pro style boxing. And the original opponent, we couldn't fight. He couldn't fight. He failed his medical. That's right. Yeah, had bleeds to his brain. So that was I only found that out about a couple of hours before weigh-in. You know, while I was weight cutting, I had a phone call from Big Rig. So that fell through, which was a bit of a shame because I was looking forward to that fight. He had, you know, probably just a couple more pro fights than I did. He was a little bit more experienced, and he looked like a nice, slick fighter. But this other guy stepped in. And I just wanted to, not to be rude or anything, but I just wanted to show him, you know, I trained hard for this fight, and I just went in and got rid of him in the second round.
Well, be the better man, and can you pronounce his name for us?
You know what? My mind's gone blank. I'm gonna have to look for his.
More importantly, Stephen, what did you win? What was the event? Tell us a bit more about the event.
WBC.
There you go. Congratulations, mate.
Congratulations, buddy.
Thank you. Thank you
Well
very
done.
much.
So that was your 14th victory?
Yes, I believe. Yeah, out of 16. Yeah.
Yeah, 14 and 16, and you've had 2 losses.
Yes.
Both outside Northbridge. So you've obviously had incredible success in WA as well as fighting in Macau, but the 2 wins you've had has been outside your home state of WA. What do you put that down to?
The 2, which ones?
Sorry, the 2 losses. So Eaton's Hill and also the ICC in Sydney, your 2 losses.
Yeah. So against Liam Paro, which is now his top 5 in the world.
Yep.
He's fighting for a world title this month.
Yeah. And
16th of June Aussie time. Yeah.
And Nursultan, he was top 15 in the world, top 5 in the world at the time when I fought him as well. Yeah. So look, I mean, after looking at that and fighting those type of caliber fighters, you know, and I didn't do too bad actually. I mean, Liam Paro, that was a really good fight. He's a hard hitter. He's a beast. He's good, you know. So with that fight, I copped a couple of injuries from round 2 or round 3, and I just couldn't fight the way I wanted to fight.
Yeah, sorry. Would you say you learnt more from your losses than your wins?
Oh, definitely. There's levels to this pro game, right? And after facing Paro, yeah, I mean, you know, he's at that world level. You know, like I wouldn't say that I'm world level, but I'm at that type of, you know, I'd like to be in that kind of level of fighting, and just that experience alone, I was like, okay, I've got to work on a few things, you know. So, that's a bit of a good lesson, that one. Those two losses.
What was your biggest takeaway, mate, from those losses?
I think just the conditioning of the fight, and I think the prep, I'd say as well. The way how I trained. I mean, mind you, I fight at 66.6 kilos. I went down to 63.5.
Wow.
And that was, you know, I made that weight not easy, not hard. It was hard work, but I think I trained myself a little bit to try and lose that weight and make that weight and be real fit. And I think I forgot everything about the whole boxing side of things. So, I mean, just looking at that, I'm like, okay, so, you know, well, like a proper pro, like, you know, Pyre is always boxing, is, you know, the training, that they don't forget about those things. They include everything in their camp. You know, so I think that's one of the lessons that I've learned, is the preparation. Yeah, more thoughts than actually doing more the work. You know, so.
We had Liam Paro on recently, so a big shout out to him.
Absolutely, mate. Liam Paro, great guest on the show. Huge fight coming up against Matthias, who's known as the Boogeyman, during the 16th Australian time, I believe.
They're fighting in Puerto Rico, aren't they?
In Puerto Rico, yes. But it'll be June 15th there, June 16th here. It's a huge fight for Liam. It's a huge fight for Aussie boxing. He pulls it off. It's a huge win. Huge. We're talking Cambosis level win when he beat Teofimo Lopez.
Yeah, definitely.
So Sabriel Matias is known as the Boogeyman. Nobody wants to fight him. Liam's put his hand up and he's gone, I'll fight him. I'll take on anyone. And I'll even fly to Puerto Rico and fight him. So looking forward to that one. Stephen, what's next, mate?
I want to go international again. I want to go to China. I want to Japan. I've been offered a few fights over there.
Yeah.
I got offered a fight there that I wasn't really happy with the money side of things, but against a fight, I can't remember his name, but the knockout artist. So, and I'm willing to go there. He's had 16 fights with 15 KOs, and I'm willing to go and fight there, but not for whatever they're offering, And this is for WBC as well. So he's ranked number 1, I'm pretty sure there. And we've been in talks about it. But I'll let Tony do his thing. Tony's always got some exciting things for me behind the scenes. So
must be the name Tony.
Tony told you.
So, Stephen, what are you thinking? If something was to be negotiated and you and Tony come together and say, yep, location, time, and monetary gain in terms of purse, when would you think that could be?
Could be in the next 4 to 6 weeks, maybe.
That's soon.
Yeah, so they did say there's something happening. So keep active. I'm not going out partying or anything like that. I'm still training. So yeah, there's something on the in the works at the moment.
Wow.
But yeah, I think we're just waiting just to hear back a little bit more.
Any clues?
So,
any little hints for us, mate?
Or
August.
Oh yeah. So you guys might know a little bit then.
Yeah, we always come in armed, brother.
August. I did hear about August, and but I was told not to say anything unless
we ask.
Well, yeah, pretty much what anyone asks, really.
Yeah. So, is there a potential stadium deal? Is that where Jason Maloney fought?
No. So I think that was the RSC Arena. This one, I think, is at the Challenge Stadium where the Wildcats used to play. Big stadium, huge, where Danny Green used to fight. Actually.
Oh yes, I remember that.
Yeah.
Yep.
So big stadium, big fight. So that's a potential. Yeah. So that's in the makings at the moment.
Well, don't tell us too much yet. We can bring you back on closer to the actual fight night and tell us all. Yeah, or announcement. You can tell us all about it. Stephen, who was the one person you looked up to growing up?
Ooh. In boxing wise?
Anything, mate.
The boxing wise was I used to love watching the whole Mayweather stuff, all his motivation videos, but Miguel Cotto. But one of Miguel Cotto was one of my favorite fighters, definitely, as I was growing up. And also just and my uncle's actually in Melbourne as well. I always looked up to them, and they were always motivating me a lot, trying to learn from them.
Give him a shout out.
Jose, Tino, Luis.
Are they in Broadmeadows?
Yeah, they are. Yeah,
so they're from the area, cuz.
Oh yeah. Yeah, the whole family in Melbourne. Yeah. Shout out to them.
Now, speaking of motivation, now we know you're a professional boxer, but also you've got a full-time job outside of boxing.
That's correct. Yes.
Talk to us.
What do you do, mate?
I manage a window tinting store. So I used to own a tinter car store, franchise me and my uncle in Melbourne. We sold up 8-9 years ago, and I'm just running a store for them as their manager. Yeah, it's easier that way. So I got more freedom to box. You know, just do a little bit of traveling, just have more me time. So
Wow.
yeah, working full time and trying to box it's the hardest thing. It's hard, you know. But
What still motivates you at 35? I'm 35. I got 2 kids, and it's very tough. Just getting through that.
oh, I think I think my mum motivates me a lot as well. Actually, you know, just watching her. She's raised us 6 kids pretty much all alone, almost whole life. So
Wow.
you know, so watching her work and, you know, just try and feed us, help, you know, look after us, and, you know, and we're running amok, you know, in Melbourne. Come on, look, you know, us young kids as well, running amok in Melbourne.
Especially
I
in
think that's
Broadie.
probably one of the reasons. Yeah, I think that's one of the reasons why she moved here with us in Perth. You know, because it was just a little bit out of control, crazy over there at the time. But yeah,
Does talking about that make you a little emotional?
a little bit, yeah. I don't think I've showed given too much credit to my mum in person, especially, you know, like Timorese woman, you know, they're not capable of communicating properly, and, you know, just yeah, so always grumpy sometimes. But
Wow.
yeah, I probably haven't given her enough props, but yeah, just continue on with these fights, and, you know, just winning some more titles, you know. I don't tell her that. I don't tell her I dedicate these belts to her. I've got IBF, a couple of WBCs. I don't tell her that I've, you know, dedicated to her. But it is for her and her family and what she's been through as well. So I keep that pretty much to myself.
Well, we can't thank you enough for being so emotive with us. What's your mum's name?
Maria.
Maria. Well, Maria, Gago, we are very pleased that you've been able to produce such a fantastic son in Stephen, and those belts are for you.
Thank you for that.
Stephen.
Appreciate that.
Stephen, if we go back in time,
yep,
would you do anything different? Any regrets?
I have thought about these questions a lot, and I'm the type of person that I think whatever I've been through in the past has made me to the man I am today, which I'm actually pretty happy about. So I don't think I would change a thing, actually. I'm happy how everything turned out. You know, all the struggles that I've had, all the struggles my mom and everything has, it's made me into a better man, I'd say. Wow. Maybe I could have started boxing a little bit younger. So, but
you got any kids, Stephen?
No kids. No kids.
That you know of? Boxers get a bit loose.
Well, he's an Australian title champion, and he didn't even party after last Friday night's win.
Oh, I'm just joking, mate. Just give you a bit
no,
of grief.
I didn't. Actually, you know, last at the fight, you know, I had one drink after the fight. I normally don't drink or anything like that, especially after a fight. But because I made it a short fight, didn't get hit. I was like, you know what, I'll just have one drink, and I still felt a bit crap after that, so I just went home after.
Incredible discipline, Ahmed, for some of these boxers who, you know, we spoke to Jai Opataya recently, and after his win in Riyadh, he was looking forward to a beer, but we're speaking to Stephen now, and he is now Australian champion and has had one drink and is more inclined to say no.
Yeah, I'd just rather go home, sleep, and train.
And then you got the likes of Conor McGregor, who's 4 weeks out and he's full power partying in nightclubs and topless and shirtless and going for it. What a world we live in.
I heard that was delayed. Was that fight delayed or not?
Yeah, probably couldn't bother rocking up to the press conference, mate, after a big night.
I think they're worried about his sobriety. Well, hey, Stephen, if you're Conor McGregor and you've got that much money, you can do as you please.
Oh yeah, if you got no bills to worry about or anything like that, why not?
Yeah. There you go. All right, Stephen, you've been unbelievably generous with your time, brother. Before we let you go, do you have any parting words? And Tony, do you have any more questions for
No, I want Stephen to leave us with some parting words prior to August.
Some words of wisdom. Come on, Stephen. Let's go, son.
I'd like to thank you guys for having me here. Thank you for supporting me and trying to support my boxing career, or what has got left of it. Hopefully, I'll make a massive impact at Challenge Stadium. I won't say too much, but yeah, I hope you guys support me through that.
There you go, ladies and gentlemen. Stephen Gago, thank you very much for joining us on the show. Tune in to the next episode of Raw Sport. Take care, everyone. Goodbye.